Hello, gorgeous ones. How are you doing this beautiful day? Beautiful day. Have you noticed the tendency that we have to say that only when the sun is out is beautiful? Isn't it incredibly gorgeous, the shades of the clouds um, and how beautiful metaphor is that, right? When you think things are a bit intense, right? When you don't see the sun is always behind it, right? There's always light. There's always a different perspective. Anyways, hello. My name is João Cerejo, and it's a blessing to be in your company. Um, I guess you signed up for Pilates today, right? I'm messing with you. Yin Yoga, right? Yin Yoga and meditation. Yin Yoga and meditation. So, um, over the last few weeks, I've been doing classes around first a chakra and then now around the elements. So, we did fire, then we did, what was it last week? Earth, and today I'm a bit thirsty. One would even think that this was prepared right. We do the element of water. So, water, how strong of an element is that? And before I go to the water element, elements by themselves, we all have within, according to traditional Chinese medicine, several different, or five different elements within. And they're not just fixed, right? They can change according to also uh, the outside elements, and they can play around with each other. According to my astrological charts, I have a lot of fire uh, inside, and but see, fire plays around with the other elements or water. Water could be, if say if you're in a relationship and you're a fire element and the other person is water, one could see that water um, can have the potential to put out the fire, right? But at the same time, if the fire is strong enough, it can evaporate water. Where am I going with this? Water, one of the strongest elements in nature. Give it enough time, it can carve stone, can find its way around nature. So it doesn't, you know, suddenly there's a barrier, right, in the river. It doesn't go necessarily, it will go against the stone, but it also finds ways. It's fluid. Um, it's adaptable, strong but adaptable. It's also transmutable. Today your element might be more fixed, more solid. Like ice, cool. Uh, be more fluid, like its natural liquid form, right? When I say natural, traditional, let's put it like this. Or if it's enough warmth, if it's enough heat, if it's enough fire, it can evaporate. You've probably seen that in school, right? Water going down the mountain from rain and then evaporating because of the sun. Anyways, its element is also, I know we're theoretically approaching summer, but the last few days have felt a little bit like winter now. So water element is winter. But what's the time? Enough talking, enough talking. So we'll start um, in a comfortable seated uh, position with a mudra called Tatwa. So in both hands, right? This is the water element here. You bring the thumb to this element, neutral element, right? As such, you can have the palms of the hands down or up. Um, is everybody okay with adjustments? You see how the pin dropped? There's no adjustments here. I wish I could be giving you verbal cues. If this, I could see you guys. Anyways, too much talk. Too much talk. Come to find your comfortable seated position. Tatwa mudra. Palms of the hands up or down. It's up to you. If you're sitting, you can also have them closer to your lap. Or if you're sitting with the knees together in Badhasanam, uh, you can also have it as such. Draw the shoulder blades back and down to open and lift the sternum. Open the chest, lift the sternum up. Close your eyes. Bring the tip of your tongue to rest on the roof of your mouth. Talabya mudra. There's a little bit of a gap between the teeth, but the lips are sealed. You inhale through the nose. You exhale also through your nose. Close your eyes. Roll the eyeballs inwards, upwards. Shambhavi mudra, looking into your eyebrow center point where the nose, the root of the nose meets the eyebrows. Observe your in-breath. Observe your out-breath. And for the next minute or so, can you relinquish the expectation, the desire, the need to receive cues? Eyes closed. Just observe every single inhalation, every single exhalation. Spine long. Relax your forehead, soften your jaw. Then, mindfully, how many single times have you heard in class to draw the palms of the hands together? Some of you are probably already doing it. What does that mean? Can you actually still honor it and realize how sacred that is, rather than just bringing the palms together at the heart center? Mindfully feel the air in between your fingers, between your palms, as you slowly, 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 symbolically cease, pause duality at your heart center. 3 ohms to open our practice. Feel free to join if it feels authentic to you. Otherwise, just listen. Inhale. Ooh. Inhale. Ooh. Ooh. Mindfully release the hands back to your knees. Gently, keeping the gaze soft, feel your eyes open. Hello, welcome back. So, usually it's like I live next to like this nice um, garden, natural, and so we hear little birds. It's like someone's just like knocking on wood or something there. I guess it's my yoga practice today. Okay, first position of the day. I'm gonna invite you to first sit down, all of your 10 fingers in between all of your 10 toes, or 9 toes, or 9 fingers. There's no judgment here. There's no, uh, everybody is welcome. So, here, how does it feel to create some space in between your toes? If you've practiced with me before, you know where I'm going with this, but for now, maybe just observe the space in between your toes. Spend most of our days with the uh, feet restricted. That one thing that is supposed to protect our feet, right? It's actually the opposite over time with what it's ridiculous, this thing called fashion where shoes become pointy, restrict your toes, and so you're walking with your toes fully restricted. It's just how can you actually spread the toes when you walk? Ay, ay, ay. Tuck your toes so you can come to your hands and knees. I'll give you, you can have a pillow or a block, a foam block, or a cork block like this. Try to spread your toes as wide as you can here. Feet hip width apart. Bring the knees to the floor. Sitting bones to your heels, or if it's already too much, maybe as such. Try to keep the spine upright. You can rest your hands on your thighs, palms up or down. You can even come to Tatva Mudra already. Palms of the hands together at the heart center. If it becomes too intense, more weight to the thighs or maybe even to the floor. And notice how maybe as I was giving you the instructions, you already position yourself in the pose. What's this eagerness to go directly into the pose? And once you get there, this eagerness to step away from the pose, right? So we'll be here for the next 20 minutes. I'm messing with you, 2 minutes. Relax, relax. Did that put some perspective on the shoes you're wearing? Or the eagerness to step into the pose? Spine long, close the eyes, try to relax. Can you allow the fluidity of the element of water to make you more present? And invitation, generally speaking, is for you to observe if tendentially in your practice, in your asana practice, may it be hatha, ashtanga, yin, you get into the pose or just in life and you're waiting for the time to come to an end, or see, we're always in this state of waiting. How does the present moment feel like? And I can sense that some of you are absolutely loving me right now. Not. Stay with that. Breathe. Last minute. Last few seconds. Okay. Walk your hands forward. Untuck the toes. Tap the top of your feet to the floor. Don't be too concerned if your neighbors downstairs can hear you. Doesn't matter. You have an excuse. You're practicing yoga, right? Shall we do that again? Um, Reverse. Top of the feet to the floor now. Some will want to have a bolster in front of them or a brick. The reverse is to lift your knees, your shin bones off the floor. You can stay here. You can have the brick or um, the bolster underneath you. You can bring the fingers behind you. You can rest the hands on your thighs, maybe on your knees. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Breathe. Try to relax. Getting warm. I had to close the window. Observe how you feel. Stay. If you're new to Yin, I salute you. I welcome you. We stay in these poses for a length of time so that you can get to see, get to feel, get to honor the asana, get to honor your body, and truly with dignity be present, observing the sensations in your body. Very good. Slowly, tentatively, knees to the floor. Walk your hands forward again, tentatively extend the right leg back, push the right heel away from you. Feel the stretch to your right calf muscle as the knee joints also realign themselves. Change, linger whenever and wherever feels okay for you to stay for longer in any pose. Remember that then also you can check my website and check my YouTube and see this sequence again and do it at your own convenience for as long as you want, pausing, etc. Um, the benefits of technology, hey? Find a seated position. The next pose is called in Yin, we call it dragonfly. Uh, in traditional, um, in Sanskrit, Upavista Konasana. So extend the legs out to the side. Can be here, can be here. Can have the knees slightly bent if it feels like it's too tight on your hamstrings. Can have blocks or pillows underneath. So from the side, see if you're also like this, like rounding, like slouching. You might also need one of these underneath your sitting bones. And think about this for a second. When you're invited to do so, it's rather useless to actually sit on it. You sit on the edge of it. So we'll push the flesh of the sitting bones back, gravity, and at the same time, there's this, you know, tilt of the pelvis, of the hip girdle. So the pubic bone goes down, the tailbone goes up, and suddenly maybe your spine is long, it's tall. For some, being here might be already enough. Fingers to the floor, maybe behind you. For others, have props in front of you, maybe. Remove the flesh, draw the thighs inward so that both knees are up to the ceiling. To start off, I'd suggest toes to you, trying to push the heels away from you. Find length from the waistline to the rib cage. Inhale, exhale forward and down as deep as you can, remembering that you can have also like this or like this. You know, this depends on how far you can go. Some will be able to rest the forehead on the floor without any props, or even the chest, or even the uh, chin. If the chest is comfortably on the floor, you can look forward. We'll be here for the next 4 minutes. And remember that yoga is a practice from the root Sanskrit word huge to yoke, to reconnect, to remember your body. It's your practice on this present moment, not yesterday, where you could potentially bring your foot behind your head, nor what you see these uh, um, photos on Instagram of people doing crazy poses. It's rather sad, you know. If you really have some awareness of it, it just means that for those people to reach what you're feeling right now, which is beautiful, that's it. You know, it doesn't need to be a perfect pose. It's about being where you are. You know, to get to bring the feet all behind their heads, to get to feel something, right? Not for the aesthetics of it, but to embody, to allow something to surface. If your mind gets distracted, maybe to prevent you from staying, from being present, Maybe your mind is saying, let's put a goal. I'll tolerate this for a certain amount of time, or that doesn't really help or benefit you because the body might be contracting. You might even be going beyond your edge. And so it holds, it becomes tight, closed, right? So that's not what the fascia, the connective tissue, likes or is allowed or gives space for it to with time, soothing, actually stretch rather than forceful, pointless stretches. Oh, and that's another thing in regards to elements. So maybe last week with the earth element, it might have felt like a really good practice, or you might have not enjoyed it at all. If you stay, if you observe that before you judge it, it might mean that today the water element, you might be more in tune, so it might be more fluid, feel more um, less intense, or you might be feeling it to be incredibly strong. Um, it varies. It varies with your own experiences, with your samskaras, with your karma, the things that you're working with, what you eat, what you're feeling, how the environment around you is. Okay. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Next in breath, begin to roll up. I wouldn't necessarily suggest you to bend the knees just yet because we're going into a variation of the same pose. Parsva Upavista Konasana. So sideways now. You may need props around you, next to you. We'll start to go to the um, left leg, left side. So it's not about facing the leg just yet. That will come after. For now, you think about going sideways. So you slide. Okay, let's to the left. So you'll probably seeing me the other way around. To the left, you slide that left hand down your left leg, right? You may be able to bring the elbow on the inside of the knee, maybe hold the toe to start, right? And eventually you rest the hand, you relax, and it's about rotating sideways, rib cage up to the ceiling, top arm first, maybe out to the side and up. Palm, you rotate the shoulder such a way that the palm of the hand faces up. And then maybe you extend. You can then bend the knee, bend the elbow, and rest here. Can be all the way here and opening the chest up to the ceiling, right? 2 minutes there. Sideways, not a twist. Sideways, feeling an opening of the right side of your um, abdominal wall, the kidneys, the psoas, also the side of the arm of the hmm. So like water, being a shapeshifter. That's the transmutable quality that I mentioned. Allow it to yield, allow it to not forceful, not any point in going against the rock in the river. Go around it, allow your body with every out breath to open to. Very good. Last minute. Mm. Mm. From here, it will depend whether you want to come up, but I suggest go forward, then the second side, or you may come up as well. Slide the right hand down your right leg, right? Left arm out to the side. Rotate the shoulder so that the thumb then points back. Inhale to find length. Exhale over the head for side extension or side dragonfly. 2 minutes here as well. So today, what where the as I told you before, in the Yin practice, we work with meridians, right? And today, there's two that we're working with: the kidney and the, the urinary bladder meridian. Hmm. So here, right, because of this side stretch, you may be able to feel also the stretch of the, or more opening, more space creating for the kidneys as they're located below the lowest ribs and the back body. It's responsible for waste removal, filtration of blood, um, stamina and vigor for the whole body mind. It's very important as well because according to traditional Chinese medicine, this is where the Jing life force, what they in Sanskrit prana, it's where is it stored. Very good, very good. Okay, so begin to roll up. Bring your hands to the floor behind you. Roll the legs from side to side. We'll continue from here. So don't just close your legs just yet, unless, see, this isn't the point, is not for you to feel any pain. So bear that in mind. If you do feel like you need to bring the legs together for a little bit, extend the legs forward, just roll from side to side, right? From side to side. From here, so we coming into Parivta, uh, Upavista Konasana, twist. So couple of options. You can go sideways down your left leg, and then when you get there, you twist with an out breath so that you rest the torso on top of that thigh. You can also, staying upright, begin to already twist from here. Just depends on how you feel, so that your torso faces the left thigh. So you use your hands, right? Find length, twist, twist, Then roll forward. Um, and have this position like this and rest the forehead here. Another alternative version to get there would have been to bring the left hand behind you, lift the right one up, find the length again, try to hold the blade of your left foot, so the outside of the left foot, right here. This arm extends it back, the left arm, and then slowly, slowly, slowly bring the hand on top or bring it to the opposite side. Inhale to find length. Exhale, forward and down. It's not about bringing the forehead down to your shin bone. It's about trying to take the chest forward. So the heart is leading the way. Isn't it always? Or shouldn't it always, right? Shouldn't it always? So finding that um, intuition, coming back to your heart rather than allowing the mind to lead the way. Mind is very good to, as a tool to make judgments, make choices. God, it's always in the end that I get to see how my cupboard is full of fluff. I'm distracting you. Don't worry about that. Terrible teaching, hey? Good, good, good. Inhale to slowly roll up. Any of those versions. Maybe going sideways, top arm up, and then roll there. Maybe finding length here and go forward. Maybe reaching the blade of your left foot now, of your right foot now with your left hand. So sideways, and then maybe extending the opposite arm behind you and back so that you're ready, twisting. So when you do fall forward, it's a little bit more um, flowy, like that water. Mm. So usually, if this element is imbalanced, there's excessive reactivity and perpetual state of emotional responsiveness. Yeah, I'm reading here. Continuously building stress, inflexibility and resistance to change, fatigue or unbalanced, less able to stay warm and grounded, nourished. Weak kidney chin chi can manifest as yellow pallor to skin, blue bags under eyes, cravings for salty food, and aversion to cold. Does it resonate, or you're just feeling it to be incredibly intense? A balanced one. You trust it's like you trust the flow of life, right? You trust the liquid element. It's like usually morning people, I'm not one of those. I'm a night owl. It's like you flow with life. Um, you wake up full of energy, full of vigor. So you're motivated and you flow around life's obstacles and skillfully, effortlessly, um, and with determination. So all of this little sequence, which you can do at any time, like I said, either by repeating my video or doing it at your own pace, you'll see that potentially it might help you to access a pose that you might do very often. in your practice. And it's very good for your calves and for your lower back and for your hamstrings. Inhale to slowly roll up. Use your hands, bring them underneath your knees, bend the knees, slide them forward. Sweet, sweet relief, hey? Hands to the floor. Behind you, roll the legs from side to side. Maybe point and flex your feet. Maybe bring one hip at a time using your torso. Maybe drawing the shoulder blades back and down so that you arch the lower back and you lift the sternum up. Now we move, as I was saying, to um, Paschimottanasana, sitting forward fold. In Yin, caterpillar, another beautiful symbolism, right? If, like a caterpillar, you go into your cocoon, you hold it long enough, maybe you'll soon come out flying like a butterfly. Remove the flesh from your sitting bones. My suggestion, is to keep at least one fist distance between your feet. So feet hip width apart. Draw the thighs inwards. And then think of with the inhalation in Dandasana, right? Find length to the spine. You can have again prop underneath the sitting bones. You can bend the knees a little bit. Some of you might find it more beneficial to actually use the bolster as such and remove the sitting bone back and down and go forward. Right? Try to lead with the heart rather than rounding like this. Paschimo Tanasana. So you inhale, you expand the abdominal wall, then you carry the air all the way up to your collarbones. Exhale, navel to spine, and maybe you can fold a little bit deeper, bringing a prop underneath your head. Yielding, shape shifting, water like transitions, movements. And try to meet your edge, befriend it, welcome it. You see, life is so beautiful, full of miracles. And those occasions where something which might be reflected here, which might be mimicked here. You see, this is in your mat, this is like the test drive for real life, for the outside, for, you know, so when this challenge comes up, or so perceived as challenge, can you see it as a massive opportunity to just be present? So the sensation, I don't want you to force it, but I want you to welcome it. Is this close enough? Is this enough? Bring it closer to you. Anything in life, just bring it closer. Bring it closer. Oh, this is too much. Bring it closer. I'm not meaning physically, I'm meaning emotionally. Whatever surfaces, whatever comes up, closer, closer. Oh, this is too much. Closer. Embrace it. That's where the alchemy happens. Whereas with the possibility for transmutation to occur. Hmm. 2 more minutes here in silence. Stay present. Observe how you feel. Last 10 minutes here. 10 breaths. Such a joker, hey? 10 breaths, 10 breaths, 10 breaths. If, and you're always welcome to come out of the pose earlier, but not because it's like an escape, because you're listening, you're attuned to your body, and so you realize, this is good, this is good, this is what I need. You begin to roll up with the next in breath. Bring the hands to the floor behind you. Lift. Open the chest. Roll the legs from side to side. And then, oh, glorious, glorious. Grace. Slowly roll on to your back. Our next pose. Actually, let's take a little bit of a break here. Our next pose is a mini shavasana. Observe how you feel. 3 breaths here. Sigh outs are very, not only welcome, but you probably notice very nurturing, very space creating. Every time you take an out breath, it's your body's way of saying, something's coming out. You don't even not conscious. You see when things are becoming too intense, and you probably observe how you naturally sigh out. It's like, what a relief, what a relief, what a relief. Mm. Can also feel emotional in the Yin practice. Might be anger comes up, might be tears of liberation, purification, water washing it down, removing impurities, debris. Hmm. Okay. Knees to the chest. Grab a hold of the shin bones. Roll gently from side to side. 1 minute of happy baby. Ananda Balasana. Knees as if you're aiming them to your armpits. Arms in between your legs, so your elbows are touching your inner knees. Hold or try to, well, depends on your flexibility. You can hold here, you can hold here. Maybe you hold the blades of the feet. Try to have each of your foot, of your heels, on top of your knees. Try to relax here, tailbone down if you can. Just 1 minute here. If you have a little bit more flexibility, maybe for the last breath, you extend one leg out to the side. You bring it to center, you change, you extend the other one. Eventually, you extend both. I'm not maybe bringing the toes to the floor next to. Last 5 breaths, wherever you are. And then bring the legs, the knees together, roll from side to side. Solo the feet to the floor, knees hip width apart. Allow the knees to come together. Inhale here Exhale, drop the knees to the left. If you see how my feet are rooted, I don't need to bring the knees together. Feet wider than your hips, knees together. Drop them to the left, maybe look to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, center. Feet hip width apart now. You can have a pillow, a book, a bolster. This is supported bridge pose. Um, Salamba Setu Bar Setu Bandhasana. Push the sole of the feet down. Big toes as well. Begin to squeeze the butt cheeks to come up. And then I'd suggest the lowest or the second height of your book to this. You can, it's up to you to have at the highest stance. But for the variation that I'll give you afterwards, maybe it's too much, but go with what you feel. Rest it or bring it underneath your sacrum. It's a flat triangle-like shaped bone that rests at the bottom of the edge of your spine, of your backbone. This might be enough for some. Others might want to hold opposite elbow above the head. And you might also wish to extend the legs forward. Feels nice on my abdominal wall, the area of my hip girdle, and opening my, urinary bladder, right? The second meridian that we uh, work with today. That feels nice. Stay there. A couple more minutes here. I'll let you know once it's time to change the crossing of your arms. You change the crossing of your arms if you're holding opposite elbow above the head. This is a chapter of a book. Um, chapter is called An Element of Surprise. Hopefully, it'll touch your soul where my words or the pose seemingly, because the pose, the asana, will always do that. And it says, the ways grace can reveal itself are wide and vast. Think of the moment when Moses saw God in the burning bush. This was a moment of tremendous grace. When Moses climbed that mountain, I do not imagine he had any real idea of what he was going to find. Suddenly, a great vision of a burning bush appeared, and from that moment on, his life was irrevocably altered. He came down from the mountain bearing a gift, a new vision of life, of reality, and of God. It is the same with the Buddha's awakening beneath the Bodhi tree. I do not suppose he sat down and thought, today's the day. Grace has an element of surprise. Because it is unearned, it feels as though something's been bestowed upon us, easy or difficult. We can be available to it, but we cannot directly bring it about. There are other forms of grace. A friend who has two children talks about how the birth of his first child changed him forever. He had never imagined in his wildest dream that he could experience the depth and quality of love that he did when that baby was born. It reorientated his life. It was so powerful that before his wife gave birth to their second child, he wondered if he could have the same extraordinary vividness of love. It seemed incomprehensible that it could happen again. That is real, life changing grace. So, if you have the arms above the head, send the arms forward, slide the heels to you so that you bend your knees tentatively, depending on the level that you've chose for the prop underneath the sacrum. Slowly lower it down a level so that the spine readapts. Oh, okay, this is okay, right? You stay there a breath or two. Eventually, my suggestion, to slowly roll down the spine, the vertebrae. Bring the knees to the chest. Give yourselves a hug. Roll gently from side to side. Nonetheless, massaging your lower back, your kidneys. If you wish to have a little twist, maybe drop the knees to the left, look to the right, and come back to center. No need to rush. Then you change sides, right? Again, no need to rush. But in your own time, you allow the legs to go forward, to lengthen the legs forward, legs together, heels together. Let the feet, the toes, the feet then dangle outwards so that the little toe comes down to the floor. Same tilt of the pelvis, pubic to you, tailbone forward. Roll the shoulder blades back and down, arms alongside your body, palms of the hands up, or resting on top of your pubic bone. Close your eyes. I'll read you a little bit more of that chapter, but then I'll allow you to stay in stillness and truly notice the subtlety of drawing inwards. There is the grace that happens when things are not going well at all, when we lean into the unknown and receive something profound. I have found when something does not go the way you imagine it would or wanted it to, if you are truly available to what is happening and to the way something is going, you can open and respond to grace. The trajectory will begin to improve, and you will turn a corner and find something you had never dreamed of. then there are seldom acknowledged moments of grace. Things like the gift of waking up in the morning, even if sometimes it may not feel like a gift, and taking a breath, just a breath, right? Stretching your arms, feeling your heartbeat. It's an unprovoked grace. It is not happening because of anything you have done, or as you have not necessarily merited that your heart is beating and your lungs are breathing and you can feel the palms of your hands. This extraordinary, overwhelming mystery called life is a gift, and all we need to do is receive it. Then there is another part of the experience of grace that is not talked about often, what it means to return what has been given. Grace is a two-way street. It is a gift that is received, and it is a gift that seeks to be given. We receive grace only to give grace. And the more we give grace, the more we open we are to receiving it. It is like a circle that can complete itself only when we find some way of embodying or expressing our moments of grace. If we do not do this, if we are only consumers of grace, we may spend a lot of time waiting for it, not seeing that to be able to offer grace, our time and attention, a moment of consciousness, of true availability, of heartful and affectionate awareness, is to embody grace. Relax your whole body. Again, not waiting for anything, just being, really trying, really, not trying, really, even before you try, even before you allow, what is there? You're not trying, you're not doing. What is there when you're just resting, when you're just relaxing? begin to bring some sloth like movements, micro movements to your fingers, your toes, maybe also deepening now your breath. Maybe you'd like to extend those movements to your wrists, your ankles. Rolling the head from side to side. In breath to stretch the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Out breath, knees to chest, grab a hold of the shin bones. Once again, roll gently from side to side. And in your own time, allow yourselves to lean fully onto your left side, the feminine side. Support your head with your left arm. Take at least 3 deep in breaths through the nose, 3 deep out breaths through the mouth. Don't overthink it, but every out breath might allow you to flush emotions or feelings or stagnant energy. And then in your own time, with your eyes closed, push yourselves up to a comfortable upright seated position. Bring your hands to your upper chest, fingers to collarbones, no crossing of wrists, relax your elbows. Feel the warmth of your left hand, the palm of your left hand on your left upper torso, the warmth of your right hand, eyes closed. May you hold the intention for self-love, self-healing, and an abundance of gratitude towards your existence, eternal existence, this moment, this breath, this body. Sending kind and loving energies to all beings you have met, that you are with, that you may meet. Palms of the hands together at your heart center. One Om, 3 Shantis. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Shanti. 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 Smooth the aura down, chest to your waistline, kidneys down your butt cheeks to your toes, shoulders to fingertips. Massage your face muscles over the head, back of the neck. Palms of the hands together. Hari Om. Namaste. Beautiful ones. How's it going? So, thank you for being here with me today on it's 8 p.m. tonight. A full moon. It's called strawberry full moon. You probably, if you well, it's clouded, right? So it has a tone of rose, like pink, like tone. Strawberry sweet. They call it the sweetest full moon of the year. I think they used to call it honey full honeymoon, honey full moon. Usually the marriages would happen in June, and the first month of a marriage, or most relationships nowadays, honeymoon period. And then when things get real, that's when people separate. Anyway, that's don't mind that. Don't mind that. It's been a pleasure to be in your company. Uh, I hope to see you soon. Do check my website, yogi, yogi 38.com. You can have my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube there. Ariom, namaste. Many blessings to you, beautiful ones. Thank you.